Congratulations. You found the Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck.
Well, what do you know? It's time to go. Listen to the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention?
Reach for this one.
And now, a real hit show live from the Twin Cities.
I don't believe in quantum physics when it comes to matters of the heart.
It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
What do you believe in then?
Well, I believe in the soul. The cock, the pussy, the small of a woman's back, the hanging curveball, high fiber, good scotch, but the novels of Susan Sontag are self-indulgent, overrated crap. I believe Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. I believe there ought to be a constitutional amendment outlawing AstroTurf and the designated hitter. I believe in the sweet spot, softcore pornography, opening your presents Christmas morning rather than Christmas Eve, and I believe in long, slow, deep, soft, wet kisses that last 3 days.
Oh, my.
Let's get this hit show started.
Thank you, Kevin Costner,
Bull Durham,
for joining the opening. You got it, Bull Durham. Have you ever seen Bull Durham, Courtney?
I have not ever seen Bull Durham.
Are you hearing what?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yeah. It came out when I was just a little too young for that sort of R-rated shenanigans.
Yes, it was R-rated.
Yeah.
I didn't see Bull Durham either.
Have you ever seen a Major League Baseball game in the park?
I have
live?
actually. And the first time I actually realized why people paid attention to sports, I was at a Yankee game in Yankee Stadium, and I was there.
The old one, though.
The old Yankee Stadium. That's when I lived there, and I was sitting there, and I just felt like I forgot about everything else in life, and I was like, so this is why people like sports.
Because you were tracing lines with your fingers at the time.
I was totally not into drugs then.
Well, okay. There's hope for today, then.
Nope.
We have a very special guest, and it's a very special day. Rod, I got some music for you. This is the music
I like what you have right now.
Here's the music you should be introduced with. And now, joining the Twin Cities Hit Show, he's won how many Emmys? He's won 9 Emmy Awards. He's a sports casting legend.
With some entertainment on the other side.
And now he's questioning why he decided to show up here. Please welcome to the Twin Cities Hit Show, the one, the only Rod Simon. Hey.
Nice to be with you guys. Thank you.
So nice to have
Isn't
you.
this a great song, by the way?
Oh, it's awesome. But you know the organ was
you like the
special
organ
too. And I will tell you that your story about. And by the way, it's great to be with you guys.
Yay!
That's awesome.
Yes, thank you for being here.
The old Yankee Stadium was magical.
Yeah.
And I've seen them all. I've been to all of them for the most part. There's a couple I haven't. But that one was, it took my breath away. When I went there. Because there's nothing like it. Especially when you're covering a team, you're down in the bowels of Yankee Stadium where Gehrig and Ruth and all those guys walked. DiMaggio. And you, if you're a real sports guy, you know who some of these guys are, the Marises and the Mantles and all this. And then you're with the opposition, and you lose the game, and the starting pitcher throws his bat at you as he's going to the clubhouse. There's nothing like it.
That's New York.
Tim Belcher, what an ass. And I've never forgotten.
You had it coming.
I hid behind the photographer.
Yeah.
You know what's sad about what you just described? That stadium's gone. All those memories gone.
But the new one is pretty special.
Nice.
It's but it is not.
I haven't seen the new.
Did they have some money to put into it? I'm guessing.
Well, look what they did, and look what they've been doing though with Wrigley. That thing's been around. They keep trying
But they had to fix that. That place was a dump.
Yeah.
But
wonderful
great
dump.
place to watch a ball game.
Wonderful dump.
Great place to pre and post game and do all that stuff. But what a dive!
Oh, there's games there too.
Oh yeah, what a dive!
I'm usually so drunk by the first inning. I don't know why.
And Fenway is probably not far behind. They got to do something. They'll keep those stadiums, but indeed.
Well, we have lots to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Twins opener. It's today. Beautiful day for that.
Yeah,
gorgeous.
You're going to be down there, right, Ron?
Yeah, a little bit later. I dressed up for you guys.
No, thanks. Did not shave and everything.
Yeah, you look great. That's your tie's a little tight.
Thank you very
Is it
much.
a double Windsor?
A double Windsor. Very nice.
But that's all he's wearing.
And I left.
It's not around his
Which is
neck. I'd like to
awkward.
point. It's not his neck.
Oh Lord, I didn't drink enough coffee.
You know what's kind of sad, and I heard it breaking news yesterday on your show.
Yes.
Here's, of course, every Twins fan knows this song.
We're gonna win, Twins. We're gonna score. We're gonna
This was written by a guy named Ray Charles, not the Ray Charles, the other Ray Charles.
Oh, yeah.
And he just passed away a couple days ago.
Yeah, that did break on the
That's
show.
Ray with 2 T's.
He was 96. What?
Ray with 2 T's. That's how you can tell them apart.
There's no T's in Ray.
Oh! What a chip.
That wasn't on teleprompter. I was just wondering what the hell was going on here.
I apologize for Chuck.
Thank you.
No,
lot
I
of
love
coffee.
your absurdist comedy.
You didn't tell me it's going to have to be sharp for this guy.
Wow.
He wrote, this was originally going to be a Hamm's commercial. Did you know that?
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
that fits. I could, yeah.
It was going to be here. Let me pull it up. And it's been around for the Twins since 1961. We're going to
Do you do all this stuff beforehand?
No.
Because you're so prepared.
It was going to be sing out for Ham's beer, sing out the name, sing out for Ham's beer of Sky Blue Waters fame.
Oh,
Wow.
really? Nice.
But then,
That's fascinating.
That'd be better if it were in tune, but I bet that'd be a good song.
but then the Twins bought it in 1961, and they took it over, and this guy named Ray Charles wrote it for the Twins instead.
Brilliant.
And I think it's still played. It'll be
Oh,
played
they
today.
play it all the time.
Yeah, even I've heard this song.
Yeah. You know what else? No, here's some trivia if you're going to the game or from now on down the road. He also wrote songs for TV shows and sang.
Nuh-uh.
He wrote this, and this is Ray Charles's voice singing this.
Are Ray Charles?
Wait,
Yeah,
who wrote
geez.
this?
He wrote Three's Company, too. And this is him singing.
No, it's not.
This is the other Ray Charles who wrote the Twins theme singing.
Oh my!
Little trivia for you.
That's amazing.
This is we're gonna reprocess this for our next.
Good. Yeah.
go
No,
night.
it's trademarked. We got
That's
song.
funny.
Do we have him sign a waiver?
No, we did not.
I
You know
left
what's
that by the tree outside.
You know, it's funny. They wanted John Ritter and Suzanne Summers to sing this, and they were doing such a horrible job. The producers of the show
Like
said, Ray, we like your demo. And so they went with this.
Oh, wow.
And it forever became the theme song.
Oh, that's funny.
That's
him
awesome.
singing Three's Company.
Because
So-
he does. If you listen to his voice, it almost sounds like he's demoing it for. Here's how I want it to sound. And
Yeah.
okay, now you guys do it.
And I guess they spent hours trying to get Suzanne Summers and John Ritter to sing it, and they just
Just to
wasn't
get him in
working.
the studio would have taken
Yeah.
hours.
Well, she kept thinking that her pencil was the microphone. She was very confused the whole time.
Wow. We opened with Little Bull Durham. We
Yes.
talked movies yesterday on your show.
That was fun.
That was fun. We picked some of the best baseball movies. Tim Laudner, he almost was going to beat me up because I didn't have Sandlot on the list.
It's crazy because I go to last night we had a nice little. I love it when spring storms roll through and we actually
that was something
did
last
some
night.
yard work beforehand, so it actually pays off. And put the little one to bed. Mama was going to sleep, and I was down checking out the TV on DirecTV, and Sandlot pops up.
So you had to,
And it's-
right?
Well, I looked at it and
Fortuitous.
I said, "Seriously, Laudner?"
Good. So you're in my
God.
boat.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just roast him.
Did y'all talk about A League of Their Own?
Oh yeah,
There we go. And thank you.
This
That
is
is,
fascinating stuff.
by
You
the
guys-
way, that is the #1 box office baseball movie ever.
Is it really?
I did not
it's
know
so
that.
good.
It
And
really is.
For
good.
you, Courtney, here is my favorite scene with Tom Hanks.
Oh, yes. Are you crying?
Hey, Evelyn, can I ask you a question? You got a moment? Which team do you play for?
Well, I'm a peach.
Well, I was just wondering, because I couldn't figure out why you would throw home when we've got a 2-run lead. You let the tying run get on second, and we lost the lead because of you. Now you start using your head. That's that lump that's 3 feet above your ass. Are you crying?
No.
Are you crying? Are you crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in baseball.
Why don't you leave her alone, Jimmy?
Oh, you zip it, Doris. Rogers Hornsby was my manager, and he called me a talking pile of pig shit. And that was when my parents drove all the way down from Michigan to see me play the game. And did I cry? No. And you know why?
No.
Because there's no crying in baseball. There's no crying in baseball. No crying!
For the record, there's lots of crying on the Twin Cities show. So feel free at any moment, Rod. You're compelled.
I brought Kleenex.
Yeah.
So that's the #1 box office baseball movie of all
Well,
time.
I am
Gina
actually-
Davis, Madonna. You
Yeah.
heard Rosie O'Donnell
And
Tom Hanks.
Yes, Tom Hanks.
Such a great movie.
Now, where there is crying in baseball is prior to the Yankees. I'm going to play one more soundbite. Gary Cooper playing Lou Gehrig. And to this day, I think a lot of people don't understand that we call it Lou Gehrig's disease because of this guy.
That's correct.
It was a relatively unknown, obscure disease. And he was the Iron Horse, played for 2000. Iron Man played for 2,000 and some games until.
Well, he set the record before Cal Ripken broke it.
And he could have continued to play if it were not for
easily.
this disease.
Yeah. You know who took over for him at first base, don't you?
Babe Ruth?
No. Wally Pipp.
Oh, there you go. I like my Three's Company trivia better than that one.
I do too. I'll just shut up and watch.
By the way, I just want a disease named after me. Something like despair is Chuck Galb's disease.
Despair.
Yeah.
I think obsessions with dead babies.
Here's Gary. It's a long story. This former cop he's got horrible stories.
And brought the show right down.
Yes. Here's Gary Cooper in a legendary, word for word, Lou Gehrig's last moment as a Yankee.
People all say that I've had a bad break. But today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth.
Not a dry eye. Anyway, go see Pride of the Yankees.
It's kind of a hard movie to watch nowadays because
slow.
It's really slow. It's a little schlocky because it's old school, really old school.
Yeah.
But because today everything's right in your face, and all that, and you wonder, was he really that sincere? That kind of he's a little dopey in how nice he was.
Oh yeah.
But they say he was, and he did not get along with Babe Ruth at all.
Well,
no, they and they were both just unbelievable baseball players. Can you imagine Gehrig and Ruth in the same lineup? For gosh sakes.
Two legends.
Oh yeah.
Did the Twins have anyone of that caliber? And I can only think of maybe one or two names. Harmon?
Kirby.
Harmon Killebrew. Kirby was close. Harmon Killebrew was he was a monster back in the day.
And Kirby's magic was that he stepped up when the team needed him.
Oh yeah, he just carried the team on his back. But Kirby was Kirby was awesome too. I mean, he Gehrig or Ruth, probably not, but monsters in his own right. I mean, he was huge. Jack Morris, that final game.
Oh, 9 innings.
Yeah, and actually I had the opportunity to sit with him last year during radio shows on Sunday. And he's kind of a quiet guy. And you pull, you talk about the basic stuff. And then during the commercial sets, you're plucking little things out of him, or when you're away from the microphone, you're plucking little things, and he gives you these little nuggets of things that were happening on the mound, what he was thinking. You're prodding him and getting these little things, and it was stunning to hear some of the stuff.
Because it's amazing for a pitcher to go 90 innings, period.
Beyond,
but when it's at that level of we need you to go.
And if you're around him, you see, I can understand why. Because I quite frankly never met anybody really like him. I mean, he still probably thinks that he could go out and throw 9 better than these guys are throwing now.
I'm going to tell Tim Laudner his name didn't make your list.
Well, Laudner made my list, but that movie was a piece of crap.
His rig, God, I love looking at the championship rigs.
And don't you like his swagger?
Shiny.
I mean,
he's huge. What's the value of that rig?
And nowadays they're twice as big as that.
Are they?
Oh, they're
kids
disgusting.
these days.
Yeah. What up with the bling?
Yeah, well, remember the fur coats in the parade after the World?
Well, I mean,
Tim's
World
rig
Series?
is huge enough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be a spendy
it's
little
got to
bauble.
be great for punching for all these fights that these guys.
No, those
get in
are
these
the
days.
football guys.
Hey,
Those
I
are the
think you're
football
smart
guys.
enough just to walk up to him and say, I don't want to go there.
Yeah.
All right, so everyone's heard kind of The vibe is the Twins are not going to be good this year.
I didn't say that.
All right, so set us straight. What
God's
can we
sakes,
expect?
It's just a week into the season.
Yeah, calm down, Rusty.
No, I get that. Listen,
They'll fail in a couple weeks.
The beauty and the disgust of social media is that everybody is an expert, and everybody who's never played the game throws these guys out by the band, within the first week.
Yeah.
And the reality is they've got some shuffling to do, but they've got when they play, and I know this is a big win, but when they play and don't make mistakes and kill themselves and beat themselves, they're a pretty good baseball team. They can hit. We know that. Pitching is a little troublesome because Irvin Santana has been suspended for 80 games because he's a doping.
That's like your lead singer being
it's
taken out of the band.
Yeah, it's like John and Paul not playing.
Yeah, please welcome the Beatles with just Ringo and George Harrison.
Yeah, and Ringo will be your lead singer. It's not quite that bad because George could carry a lick. But
there you go.
But you look at what has happened with Santana, and it hurt the team. It really did. But listen, I'm not throwing these guys out because there's a lot of season to play, and people will look at me all the time, and I've been this way. My wife even will give me a bad time about it. But I lived through the '95 Mariners, and the Mariners were much worse than the Twins. Never been in the World Series.
Yeah.
Never even sniffed it. We've been to the playoffs a couple of times, but they were horrible. In '95, they had Junior Griffey, Edgar Martinez, Jay Buhner. They had Omar Vizquel, who was one of the most dynamic shortstops of our lifetime. And then they had some pitchers. They had Eric Hansen. They had a guy named the Big Unit, Randy Johnson, who carried him down the stretch.
Ugly-looking man.
Oh, 6'10", could throw the fastball. And the point of the story is...
Made Larry Bird look like Brad Pitt.
They were 16 and a half games out on August 15th. Everybody had written them off. And then Griffey and Johnson and Edgar carried this team to a one-game playoff against the California Angels and Mark Langston, and they won. And if you're that far back in August, you're normally written off for dead.
Yeah.
And they turned it around. Now, does this team have that kind of star power? They do, but they haven't stepped up yet. They've got some really, really good pieces, but the pitching has got to come through. I say give them a month and let it shake out, and then we'll determine how good they're going to be or how bad they're going to be.
And I say today is beyond Twins baseball. It's a community event. This game is sold out.
No question about it.
This game is sold out not because they think they're going to the World Series. It's because it's that moment where we all, like the State Fair.
There's no question about it.
It's the community coming together.
Right. And it's spring is happening. Like spring is here, and it's like we got our outdoor stadium. We're like, yeah.
And this
Minnesota.
is food. This is what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be 60 degrees, where we can go out. We don't have our damn parkas and rain gear. And you actually get to have a hot dog and a beer in the sunshine and watch the team. If they come out and win, it'll be the perfect day. If they come out and lay an egg, which I'm sure is on the minds of some of the people, then we got problems because that kind of sets the tone.
Yeah.
And you don't want to go there. Yeah. And by the way, people, I was watching Twitter and paying attention to it a little bit today, which normally doesn't happen. And I was watching people give the Twins a ration of crap for the week that they had. Detroit is still undefeated. They beat Cleveland just about as badly as they beat us, although Cleveland scored a few extra runs than we did. That's a good baseball team, the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, so they've been playing some tough competition.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
still undefeated. So it's not like we lost to a bunch of chumps. These guys are a pretty good baseball team.
Yeah.
All right,
Is that who we're playing today?
We're playing the American League champion Kansas City Royals.
So it's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we got them right where we want them. In the visitors' dugout.
Yes.
Well, and of course, we're all excited for May 2nd when my son's fifth grade class is singing the Star Spangled Banner at the Twins game.
Oh.
I have to get tickets. I keep forgetting.
I'll take care of that.
Yeah, good. Okay, good. Yeah.
Have you been yet to see a game at Target Field?
I have, yes.
Where's
I've
the-
actually been twice, I think.
Wow. Wow, look
Yeah,
at you.
I know.
Nice.
Stand back. You know how it was at my old job at Amsterdam Bar and Hall? They did like a beer competition, and the winners got to go to Twin
So you kicked everybody's tail.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
What was
I
involved
did.
in that beer competition?
Oh, it was selling. We had
White
Belgian
t-shirts.
Belgian beers versus Dutch beers. So whoever.
Oh, I thought
sold-
you were drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's
Oh
what I
no,
was-
that was the day of the game. Faux show.
She had her own competition at the
I
game.
I think I even like had a little one hitter that I brought too, and I was like, "There's so many
Yeah, I
people
think I
here."
read
Baseball and
I think I
weed.
read about that in the police blog.
Yeah, I wrote about that for the police blog.
You handcuffed her.
Yeah, to a tree.
And then I just hugged it.
I
Can I tell you my favorite twin story? Can I tell you?
Yes.
I had two friends in town that were Bobbies. They were from Lincolnshire Police Department, and Brad Radke is a
Number 22.
yeah, he's a first cousin by marriage, and he loved the backstory. Oh, you look fascinated there. Right?
This
Yeah.
is cool.
Yeah, so he loved the backstory that these two Bobbies were in town and with me, and it was 9/11/05, so it was a big dedication to 9/11. And Radke gave me his tickets for the game. He was no longer on the team, as I understand, as I recall, but he gave us our tickets. So these two Bobbies and I are in the most amazing seats, right behind home plate, about 18 rows back, with all the Twins families.
Wow.
And
That's at the Dome at the time.
yeah, at the Dome, that old crappy place. And my buddy decided he's just a prankster, and I'm going to go wander around and meet people. And he got himself led into the room where the lady was playing the organ. And he sat in there, and I didn't go with him, but in my mind I had this image of the Monty Python naked organist as he's sitting up there. This is brilliant, brilliant!
She is naked.
Yeah. That made it really uncomfortable, because she was like 80, as I recall. Yeah,
Which makes it even better. What a sight.
so he disappeared for like 4 innings, came back wasted, and he told us this story about sitting in the... He just knocked on the door, she let him in, she loved his accent, and he hung out with her
Oh
for
my
like
gosh.
3 innings as she played the organ. Just a
That's
great
awesome.
story. Very
Do they
fun
still
game.
have a live organist?
I believe they do.
At the
Yeah.
Target
Yeah.
Field. I know
they may pipe. I think they do.
Yeah, I know a lot of stadiums do, just
Yeah.
for the tradition of it.
It's a nice, and it's crazy because you've been around a lot of TV people and sports guys. A lot of people take it for granted when they get the passes and they go to the games and the arenas and all that. And I still get a vibe every time I walk into a different arena. And I've been doing this for 30 years. It's the craziest thing, especially Target Field.
How does Target Field stack up?
It's actually grown on me a lot.
Oh, you didn't like it at first?
I liked it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of provincial here.
Yeah.
And so everybody's, oh my God, it's like the greatest. It's
Yeah.
the best. It's
Yeah.
all. Well, I've seen some really cool ones.
Yeah.
The ones that pop out to me, Yankee Stadium, just because of where it is and what it is.
Yeah.
Old one is still
The old
better
one,
than the new one. Colorado. Denver has a really cool, they call it SoDo or Lodo or something, lower downtown. And so there are all these bars and eateries, and it's really happening down by Coors Field. And you walk in, and they got a real pub in there, and then you walk out, and there are those peaks. I don't think they're the Rockies. They're another line of mountains, but they're just over the left field fence, which is unbelievable.
Did you see that thing about Wrigley Field? How people are peeing in cups, or they were last week because
They were having trouble.
Because
Way
they were
to
having
bring it
trouble
down.
with the. Oh, sorry.
Amazing stadium, and then people pinging cups.
Yeah.
In Chicago.
I'm checking
Hey.
your cup right now.
Asparagus. I drink a lot. I eat a lot of asparagus.
When I went to Target Field for the first time, I was super, because of course I've been in like 3 baseball stadiums in my life, but I was so impressed by all the amenities. I was like, wait a minute, I can get a tequila shot here?
Oh yeah, and I will tell you, working with these guys, that they really do spend a lot of time with fan surveys. They really do want to know what you like and what you don't like, because they really weigh that. They've made massive changes. That they have a bar now in left field. They used to have the Fox stage in this space, and they used to have a clubhouse store where you could buy hats and all that. Well, you don't need the clubhouse store there. They yanked it. They brought they got a little cantina place there
For this season?
For this season,
Oh, brand
in
new.
left field,
Oh.
where you plug in. If you have an iPad or you need a charge or something, there's millions of these plugins everywhere.
Oh, cool.
And it's for a younger demographic, and they listen to fans, and fans were not, and also they were doing a little bit of the metrics too. People weren't buying hats there, and it was wasted space.
Yeah.
And now you look at it and you're going,
Smart.
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
When you look at it.
Well, they're inviting people to like hang out almost for
Oh, you can go
such
in
an
there and
extended
eat,
period of
and you can
time.
plug in your laptop or your.
It's like the
computer.
airport.
It's and then you got the ball game right there, and
Yeah.
someone's going to put one in your lap if you're not careful.
And for folks who don't have tickets for today's game because it's sold out, you're saying you can walk up and negotiate with
you
scalpers.
can always get a ticket. Yeah, you can always get a ticket.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to just wait for the game to start. Ticket price will go down like 90%.
You know what I do when I get the spur of the moment? I will buy a standing room only ticket and just float around that stadium.
And that. It's funny that you bring that up because that's exactly what I'm going to do today. Yeah, I have a pile of work to do, but I'm not going to sit in the press box. I'm going to wander around and just talk to people and catch the ball game from a number of different angles because that's the only way to see opening day because it's so packed.
Yeah,
and it's so there's such an energy in the building.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
it really
although I've never done an opening day, like I can feel that energy.
Yeah.
Like I know what that's like. It's so
We've survived winter, and now it's officially spring.
So I got a baseball. I brought my favorite baseball story for
Let's
you.
hear it.
You'll love this.
All right.
So I'm in Oakland. I'm a swashbuckling mid-'90s sportscaster, kind of longer hair, bell bottoms, puka shells, the whole 9 yards.
Pirate shirt.
Pirate shirt, yeah. So we go to Oakland, and Oakland is a dive. It's just like Moneyball, which was, by the way, great pick on Moneyball, by the way.
A movie talk from yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a dive stadium, but it is as sun-drenched as you'll ever get, which you'll like. I didn't take my shirt off, which was really cool. And I get player tickets. So sitting next to me is Bruce Hornsby. Bruce Hornsby in the Range.
Yeah.
Sitting right next to me. And so I'm with a friend, and my friend says, dude, shut up. Don't talk to the guy like you always do. And most people know, as you probably do, if I thought the wall would talk to me, I'll nuzzle up and have a conversation with it. So I'm sitting there. It's middle of the second. I feel like just kind of dropping a line. I do, and he's receptive, and he's nice. And he is the guest of Seattle pitcher Mark Langston. They're best friends. So Hornsby has a bunch of people on his side, and I've got my friend who I don't even remember anymore. And third or fourth inning comes along, and Langston has loaded the bases. And so this is Hornsby's guy. So he's supremely intent on watching the game. And I get talking to him, and you can tell it's one of those very uncomfortable moments where he wants to watch the game to see if his buddy gets out of the game. And I keep blabbing and blabbing. And Langston gets shelled for a grand slam. And I'm talking to Hornsby. And Hornsby looks at me and goes, I need to watch the game.
Wow.
So I think at that point, I think at that point I moved.
I can't control myself.
You didn't
pull
say,
myself out of
well,
this.
that's cool, but first, can I get an autograph?
That's right.
Yeah. In the moment, were you not like, oh, I'm being a total turd right now?
I didn't think I was, but but looking back, I know I was.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it was all baseball talk. I know I wasn't talking.
Great story, though. Great story.
Yeah.
Oh,
there we go.
Very nice. And that's exactly what I had, because that song was red hot at the time.
Yeah.
That is great.
Play his other big song.
Beautiful song.
Well, I'll just have to play this one again.
Hey, dude, Tupac rapped over this song later, and if that isn't, like there's a mix with this piano riff stuff in it, and Tupac. Yeah. I think it's Tupac.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's awesome.
I had a story just almost like that with Liam Neeson.
Oh,
I was at the Four Seasons. Did I tell this one yet? And I
No,
come down
go ahead.
and it was like 4 p.m, so not quite yet happy hour. In fact, the Four Seasons bar, which is like the bar in Star Wars Cantina, where you never know who you're going to see there. It's always an eclectic mix of there's Hugh
Aliens.
Hefner, there's Britney Spears, there's Mel Gibson, there's Quentin Tarantino. So I go down there, and there's no one in there but one guy with his back to me, and he is on the phone talking quite loudly, and he's distressed. He's suffering from Chuck's disease. He's in despair.
He's in despair.
But he's like, just let him go. Just let him go. He's 18. He can make his own choices. And I sit down and I look over and I'm like, it's Liam Neeson. And this is the guy, he at the time was an action hero now with the, what were those movies, those sequels? Taken and all those.
No, Taken 6.
Taken, all of them.
He's like on Taken 6.
Yeah. Anyway.
He still kicks
I
ass.
hope he gets taken.
So I'm hearing him in a high-pitched sissy voice crying on the phone to somebody, let my son be, blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, you've got to man up. You're taken. You're Liam Neeson taken. Then I said, you know what? I've got a son. I'm gonna relate to him. As soon as he gets off the phone, I'm gonna go, dude, I know what it's like. I have an 18-year-old son at the time. He's now 22.
Oh, I like where
and
this
I
is
said,
going.
and
I'm feeling better about
yeah.
Hornsby.
But I'm like, in fact, I said to the bartender, I go, I'll have another beer because I know this is going to be a long conversation.
I'm feeling much better.
Liam and I are going to bond. We're going to be arm in arm. We're fathers, blah, blah, blah. He hangs up the phone. And I go,
oh, yes, I remember.
So I go, hey, dude, I know what it's like. I have an 18-year-old. And he looks at me, he goes, you were listening to my fucking phone conversation?
No. And did you just drop the F-bomb, dude?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
You
Can
had
you do that here?
Yeah, we can do it.
Oh, I'm ready to go now.
Oh, yeah, it's a podcast.
So I'm like, my brain is spinning. I'm like, I said I couldn't not hear what you were saying.
You were like louder than everybody.
Wow.
So he picks up his beer and walks to the other end of the bar and sits down and makes another phone call. I'm like,
So what did he do when you followed him?
I guess, yeah. I guess Liam and I are not going to be friends.
You're like,
That is a great story.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I do feel much better now.
yeah.
It hurts my heart.
I would have this whole vision of, we're going to, fatherhood,
yeah.
chubbies, and arm
Oh,
in
hold
arm.
on, it's Liam again.
I've
More
ac-
problems with the
I've
kids.
actually heard that, though. And I don't know who I heard it from. Probably a reputable source that probably has no idea who he is. But he's kind of a dick.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've
I
heard that.
sense dick in him from get-go.
Well, I
Seriously.
can imagine. Well, that's the coping.
I think he just mostly
Sense dick in all you
he
people.
probably just keeps himself guarded, and
Well, I'll just leave.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
I want to talk about a couple of things. We've got to take a break here, but I want to talk about your golf tournament.
Oh, thank you.
I want to talk about Game On.
Thank you.
And I want to talk about what you had for dinner. No, I don't want to
What
talk about
underwear you're wearing?
Had a great. By the way, before you go to break,
Yeah.
what a gorgeous night it was last night.
Oh, my
Nice, right?
God, yes.
And, you know, coming from Seattle, which they say they are the sunglasses capital of the world, I think that, and my wife and I talk about this all the time, I don't think that there is with due respect to the Dakotas and Iowa and all that, I don't think that there is a landmass or a body of people that loves spring and the change from winter more than Minnesota.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It rightly deserved, too, because February could get brutal.
It was magic last
Yeah.
night when we deserved that weekend that we had.
I went for a bike ride around a couple
Yes,
of
that's
lakes.
what I'm talking about.
and-
You just open up, and I know that sounds a little older, but
Well, you know how I knew
we
it was
get it.
amazing? Last night I was almost in a good mood.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're going to hell in a handbasket.
We got to take a break. We're going to be right back with Rod Simon.
The Twin Cities Hit Show with Rusty, Courtney, and Chuck. We'll be right back.
MacMen. Don't let your computer problems drive you mad. We are MacMen, Minnesota's premier tech consultants and problem solvers for Macs, mobile devices, troubleshooting, training, and much more. No more dragging your computer all over town because we come to you. We love making house calls to your home or small business. MacMen. Call 612-345-8005. The Alive and Social Network is alive and growing. From the best in sports, music, movies, and beer, Alive and Social is what all the cool kids click on. Featuring characters like radio rebel Jeff Dubay, Star Tribune pundit Jim Suhan, Unfiltered, and television veteran and handsome man Rusty Gatenby. You can also taste the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly. Join the band with live band karaoke night from legendary O'Gara's in St. Paul and the live music showcase from Shamrocks. Yes, Alive and Social Network does indeed rock and roll. The Jeff DeBay Show, Jim Suhan Unfiltered, the Rusty Gatenby Review, the Minnesota Pubcast with Jason and Molly, live band karaoke, and Shamrock's live music showcase. Join the fun. Be alive and social with the Alive and Social Network.
international comedy sensation Keith Bergman, when I'm not throwing wads of money at bitches on my private jet, I am listening to the Twin Cities Hit Show with Courtney, Chuck, and Rusty.
Monday is good to me. This Monday, I got my buddy here, Rod Simons.
Who sang this song, by the way?
The Mamas and the Papas.
Very good.
Yeah, they both did.
Very, very good.
All the parents.
Cass Elliott.
Can't miss Cass Elliott.
And Michelle Phillips.
She was amazing on Scooby-Doo.
Who Michelle
John
Phillips
Phillips,
went on to be in Twin Peaks.
Really?
And gave birth.
Filmed in Seattle when I was there.
Oh,
those guys were all... And there was another show about a doctor, Rob Morrow.
Yeah.
Northern Exposure.
Those were both in Seattle at the time that I was that swashbuckling, puka-shelled, long hair.
You heard they're going to bring Coach back now, right?
I've heard about
really?
that.
Craig T. Nelson?
Craig T.
coach?
Nelson, and it's going to focus on his son. What sucks is the son will not be coaching a Minnesota team now.
No.
He's coaching someone out east, some college out east.
I heard it was called Old Coach, but I'm not sure. Anyway.
I liked watching Coach just to hear the drops from the Fauché Tower or Minneapolis.
Yeah.
They'd throw that in.
Nice.
I loved Coach, and I was watching it when I was living in California. I'm a native Californian, Rob.
North or south?
South,
Oh, nice.
southern. And I was watching Coach, not realizing it was set in Minnesota, but I had the biggest crush on Craig T. Nelson. I was like,
he's stud.
Craig T. Nelson.
I was like 10. You guys, daddy issues,
complex,
right?
Got a little Laterno in it.
Sounding like my wife now. She had her own.
Well, now I like the younger men.
She
so.
had issues with. She had a crush on Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Who has crushes on
I don't
Ronald
even know what
Reagan?
to say about that.
I did.
Guilty as charged, I guess.
Reaganomics did kind of
Here's
get
one
me
of my
worked up.
favorite songs, and it pulls at the heartstrings, and it's sung by Kenny Loggins. Tell us about your daughter, Rod.
Little 9-year-old Annie. And great gal. She's 9 going on 15.
And when
Third
did
grade.
she come into your life, and how did your life change?
You remember this well because
I did a story
we
of it.
were, that's right, we were at Channel 5 at the time, and we adopted. And my wife and I initially were going to do an overseas adoption, but I was in Seattle at the time and couldn't get the time off from work that it requires.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
it's many
People
weeks.
don't know a lot of the story. There's a lot of give and take that goes in adopting a child. One of them, and everybody talks about the money and the nervousness of losing that child. Well, that stuff it pales in comparison to the logistics of making it happen. And getting time off from work with an overseas adoption is vital because sometimes it's between 2 and 6 weeks minimum.
Oh, wow.
So we couldn't do that, and so we moved to Minnesota. Got on with Channel 5, and in the process of doing stories, I ran across a pro golfer who had adopted out of Sacramento at the UC Davis Medical Center. And long story short, hooked up with that facilitator, not a baby person, but someone who connects the dots. And we adopted Annie at birth, and my wife and I, that was in 2005, and my wife and I said, we're going to give back tenfold for this great gift. So we started a golf tournament a couple of years later. It's in its 8th year, and we've raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for couples who need a financial push over the financial finish line.
Oh,
cool.
Awesome.
And it kicks ass. It's
Coming up in
tournament. June 25th.
What is it called?
It's called Golf for the Gift. Golfforthegift.com.
Okay.
And this year, we really amped it up. We had a marketing team from OG Professional Services help us revamp our website and our social reach and just our imaging, with the companies. So we look a little bit more professional than we probably feel.
we need to reach out to them.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it's worked amazingly. We're nearly sold out. We're 2 months out. We probably have 5 foursomes left.
Oh.
And what we're going to do after this tournament is we're going to start the first ever Rock for the Gift.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
Now you got Courtney's attention.
And I got a buddy of mine is the former lead singer of the group Chicago. His name's Bill Champlin.
Yes.
He's coming to
fantastic.
headline. And we got a couple of other very, very big regional names that will play.
You
And
should talk to Tim Mahoney.
Tim Mahoney. I would love that. He golfed last year with us.
Oh, good.
Oh.
And so we're going to blow it out. It's going to be at Birch's on the lake. It's brand new. They have a brewery inside. You got to do it around these breweries because everybody on the West Coast does the wineries.
Oh, right.
We're going to do the brewery
Yeah.
and sell about 500-600 tickets.
If you need a dirty comedy bluegrass band, it's
Sky's
rated
the limit.
R. X.
Well, I'm sure that there will be some things thrown around.
But, okay,
in there, so.
yeah. All right, cool.
Where's the golf? Where are you guys
Troy
golfing?
Byrne in Hudson.
In Hudson, okay.
And because that's the golfer, he's the head pro. His name's Dave Tentis. Still pro, still golfs, and he's on the senior circuit. He is the one who set us up, and we have gravitated to him. And it's clearly one of the most spectacular.
And you're going to have huge celebrities like Rusty Gatenby, I guess, might
Rusty
show up.
Gatenby, yes.
Yeah.
Tim Mahoney comes out. We have all kinds of NFL players. The Twins will be represented this year because it's an off day for them.
Oh, good.
Which I'm elated because those pro teams give you instant credibility with sponsors because people want to be around them.
Yeah.
It's
And
great.
when you show up they're cool with handshakes and autographs,
Oh my God!
right?
They sign, and we have polos donated. We have hats that are made in Oregon, and the look is all good. It's what it's all about. They really do make it special for you when you come.
And so, as the music ends, now we shift to sports because Game On he won an Emmy Award again just recently for
in September.
Best Show,
host of the show, the Game On show.
Look at you.
And what's special about it
Does
is
Bruce Hornsby know this?
No, but I'm still looking.
That's the one thing that didn't come up in their conversation.
I'm sure we can tweet at him.
Game On's in its how many seasons now?
It's I think if you broke it down, it'd be its fourth season. We're just preparing to launch into that fourth season. 230 consecutive weeks of broadcast.
Wow,
nice.
Longest running independent show in the market, next to Minnesota Bound,
which is also a very good show.
Yeah, you can't argue with it. I mean, but it's a monstrosity. They got the as you know, the hardest thing is the sponsorship and keeping it fresh. And what we're going to do is in this fourth season. You mind if I just
plug away? By the way, if you catch his show on Fox 29
on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. and 24/7 at GameOnTVMN.com.
And the production, it looks like a national show.
Yeah,
it's seen not just here in the Twin Cities, right?
We're regionally syndicated on Midcoast Sportsnet, which is a division of Comcast through the upper Midwest in 5 states. Played 4 or 5 times a weekend. And so
Nice.
and we have a team that works on the website itself. We drive a lot of content there. Aspire Natural Sports Drinks has its own little segment within the show,
Which is a great segment and a cool company because it's local.
and they care about the high school athletes and not just the professional athletes. And we're going to diversify the show with adding one Rusty Gatenby here in the fourth season.
Oh, there it comes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Am I joining your Emmy Award-winning show?
But the Emmy was.
You're so
Yeah.
red, Rusty.
He is actually
He's so
red.
excited.
I think that's because his hand's on my knee. Get that hand off my knee. Your offhand. He has the clicker with one hand. You're reaching on the other. Whoa! Stop that.
Sorry, my
And
hands are cold.
what's that on my knee? Oh, God.
That's that stick I brought from the tree. Sorry. So anyway, the one of the things I was going to tell you about is the Emmy that Rusty talked about, which was my 9th, was really gratifying because if you work in this industry, you know there are behemoths in network broadcasting. The local channels have tens and tens of people working on different projects. Game On actually has 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And we do a lot.
You're like the U.S. hockey team taking on the Russians.
A little
Yeah,
bit. It
like
feels like it at times. But the thing that gets you going is you have a format, you have a style, you have the relationship that allows you to get to the teams and get the players that you want. Get in, get out. And they love that because you're telling a story in a positive manner, which I don't mind because there's enough negative on social media that's covered already.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that. So I get the players, talk to them, Torrey Hunter, Brian Dozier, whomever it is, Joe Mauer, put them in the show, add elements like you're going to bring.
Am I joining his show? Did you just say that again?
and we grow and we get better and better and better at what we're doing. And it's really, really exciting.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
again, how can people catch the show? Go to the website. You can see the
Yeah,
episodes.
you can watch it live on Sundays on My 29 at 10 a.m. Or you can get us anytime, and you can actually converse with us too at GameOnTVMN.com. All one word, GameOnTVMN.com. So I'm watching the newscast yesterday. It's NBC Nightly News, and they do their teases at the start of the show, the broadcast, and it's got Hillary announcing her candidacy, and it says "Game On." And I'm screaming at the TV. I said, "That's mine! Copyright infringement! That's mine!"
But you got that from Wayne's World when they're playing hockey in the middle of the street.
I wish I could say so. I got it walking my dog a long time ago, but everybody uses it, and mostly it's used when I was looking for the website and trying to find the website and buy it. It's used in gambling a lot, which it's prolific. Game on this, game on that.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, Rod, now comes the part of the show where we throw it to Courtney. I don't know what's going to happen.
I've got a few things. Hey, guys, I don't know if you know this about me, but I hate showering.
Why am I not surprised?
I do shower, but I don't shower as often as people would like me to shower,
quarterly?
probably. I shower maybe once or twice a week. Yeah.
Do you bathe?
No. I wipe. I wash my hands.
I wipe.
But check this out.
Whoa.
Check this out. Here's how often we actually need to shower according to science.
I'm going to guess once a week.
According to istink.com.
According to CourtneyStillSingle.com.
There are people who love to shower, and there are people who hate to shower, and there are many people who feel
Have you always felt that way?
love to
lukewarm.
shower.
No, actually, no. This was a growing thing for me. It was.
It was growing like a fungus.
It was something that, like, I stopped showering. I would shower every other day. I went from every day, which I did through like high school, college, most of my 20s, and when I was living in New York, I just started like showering every other day, and then it was like and to me, showers, bathing, it just takes up too much time that I would rather spend on Facebook. So
Nice. You're honest.
it sounds like that two dermatologists told BuzzFeed Life that Americans shower way more than they need to. And this isn't terribly surprising considering the fact that most of us know at least one person who showers 2 or 3 times a day. Well, the reality is we could really be showering once every 2 or 3 days. So that's I do it probably once every 3, 4, 5 days. But that's me personally.
Rusty, how often do you shower?
Couple of times a day. I love showering.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't shower enough either. I'm making fun of her, but I don't have a job. I don't need to shave. I don't care. I'm on the same schedule as my
That
kids
hot
right
water
now.
cleansing you and wakes you up. And if you got a nice shower,
Yeah,
it's fun.
I will say that, like, every time I do take a warm shower, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. But honestly, it comes a lot through, it has a lot to do with growing up in California, I think.
This is amazing. This technology is amazing. Where did it come from?
But also, there's like, I have this guilt about being like a privileged first world person that I try not to waste water. I'm really conscious of it. And
That's a nice thing.
yeah, I guess. But
Don't feed her.
But luckily, Rod, I don't stink. I mean, at least nobody
No,
said
yeah,
that.
no,
And
yeah.
when
You don't
I'm-
smell. No.
Yeah,
You don't smell.
And I wash my face and brush my teeth, and I floss. So it's not like I'm
That's good.
an unhygienic.
I don't wipe my
person.
private parts, but I do floss.
Well, she does have wipes, so she.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
yes.
you.
And I've even started using those fancy butt wipes that adults use
Okay.
now
Way
because
too
my
much
boyfriend
information.
has them.
What
so.
makes a butt wipe fancy?
Well, it's like one of those. It's
It
it's
doesn't
just
disintegrate. Your finger
it's-
doesn't pop through.
Oh.
It's
They
more
sell them
than
in bulk,
it's
but-
more than 2-ply. I have 2-ply.
Not to brag,
Do you
you're
have
multiple
2-ply
ply.
wipes?
No. Well, no. They're one of those wet things that come out of the.
Yes.
Yeah. But no, anyway. We're getting on my trolley. Anyhow, so 2 to 3 every 2 to 3 days, you guys. That's all you need to shower.
All right. Well, okay. You got anything else?
I do, if you want to
What
hear
could
it.
follows?
We need a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this?
Sorbet, maybe.
So I'm getting these
Look
both
at those
from
men on
from
your
Hello
photo there.
Hello Giggles, which is Zoe Deschanel's website. What the
She's
perfect
funny.
man looks like according to men and women. Now, just looking at these, you guys, I've got these two pictures, and one of
This
them
is digital radio.
Yeah,
So how is
that's
everyone
fine.
going to play along?
Because I'm a storyteller and I can describe things.
All right.
All right. So on the left, we have a man who looks like a beautiful man. He's got 6-pack abs. He's got amazing hair. He's got
28
a bulge. He's got one of those V's.
Basically, he's me. Okay, move on.
Basically. And then the next guy has James Corden's face. His hair is like Prince Harry's. His arms are like Patty McGuinness. I don't know who that is. Anyway, he's slender and athletic. He's thin. He's got some nice arms, but he's not overly done up like you see Calvin Klein models. So that's the guy on the right. Now, which one do you think the men think perfect men are and the women think perfect men are?
It's got to be the right one on both accounts.
No.
Go ahead, Chuck. What do you think?
Yeah, I think men think that the dude on the left is perfect. Women like the man on the right.
Chuck is right. The man on the left who is like,
I have to like them both.
Perfect. The chiseled
I've had
man.
them both.
The chiseled man is what
Glad
men
you're coming clean.
is what men think.
My wife doesn't listen to this show.
Hypothesized. Basically, what women prefer. Yeah. So this is like a woman's preference. Where this is a very heterosexual.
What do you think?
Thing. I personally, I like something in between.
Knowing in mind,
That's a little,
keeping in mind these guys both don't shower except
right.
every fourth
Yeah,
day.
I don't care about that as long as they don't ask me to lick their assholes and that they're dirty.
Hello.
Hi, Rod. Welcome to the Twin Cities Hit Show.
To the show, Rod.
That ruins the next segment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the point is that dudes, you don't have to. But I mean, the guy on the left is like a gay man, and the guy on the right is a straight man. Like gay men take care of their bodies like that.
Which you're supposed to want to be healthy and in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. But not that the
guy's
guy
not
on the
enjoying,
right isn't healthy.
The guy on the left is not enjoying pizza and beer.
Exactly.
Doesn't
And you know what?
enjoy
I need
anything.
a guy to enjoy pizza and beer with me.
All right.
Or
like
sushi.
rice cakes or something.
Yeah, you got kale and Brussels sprouts and
You're a damn asshole licker.
Life's too short.
yeah.
You're a damn asshole licker. So, a New York woman allegedly had at least 8 husbands at once. A hoarding marriage woman, yeah. A New York woman has, according to police, gotten married a few too many times, and she's now facing felony fraud charges.
Is that
Say that again. She had
8 husbands at once, but that's after having dropped a couple, which I'll get into.
Did they know of each other, or she was secretly hopping around?
Just wait for
All right,
it.
wait for
She got
it.
married 10 times in 11 years, with 6 of those marriages allegedly occurring between February and August of 2002. 6 months. She's never gotten divorced, according to the Daily News and ABC7, though others report differently. The New York Post holds that at least one husband filed for divorce and a second dumped her, the poor thing, placing her number of concurrent marriages at 8. The New York Times reports she's actually divorced from her first 2 husbands. And how do you even keep... You need a flow chart.
I know.
And a Venn diagram. And that those splits happened long after marrying 3 through 9. The latest alleged nuptials were in 2010, when she is said to have married a man named Sali Kaita.
Is there a photo? Is she attractive? How does she keep...
Are these green
There's
card
no
dudes?
photo with the story. No, I don't think so.
Sounds like algebra.
The defendant stated in sum and substance that she did marry Mr. Keita, and that was her first and only marriage, says the legal complaint. There's no motive in the case, though a source tells the Post the motive was definitely not love. While the report reports that she varied the spelling of her name in different marriages, she allegedly used the same social security number.
Profit from this behavior?
There's no motive. I think she's a hoarder.
Yeah.
She is a hoarder.
Well, Larry King's been married like 7 times, but he would get divorced.
Yeah, I mean, it could happen. So there you go. Men, beware. Do a full background check on your lovely.
What does she call herself? What's her name? Does it have
hoarder.
a name?
Her name. Where'd it go? It's
So we just have an idea
Yeah,
when she saunters up to us at Target.
Liana Barrientos.
Liana
Barrientos.
How you doing, Rod? You're very sexy.
Hello, señorita.
You like to get married today?
Es buen conocerles. ¿Quiere casarme? ¿Quiere casarme? Sí, yo tengo 10.
Chimichanga,
Chuck's
taco,
saying,
marijuana.
do you want to marry me? That's
thank you.
Yeah,
Do you
welcome.
speak Spanish?
Sí.
Are you bilingual?
Claro. Sí.
Claro? Totally?
Claro, sí.
Oh.
Sí.
What's Carraro?
Sí, no entiendo ninguna palabra, pero hablo español muy bien.
Oh,
Did that
yeah.
help you out working in Bloomington?
Yeah, I use it all the time. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, serious.
Is that why you learned Spanish?
No, Mr. Green, 7th grade, junior high, Highland Park Senior High School.
Yeah, but you can't speak fluent in junior high school.
For whatever reason, I had a knack for language.
No way.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I was always the translator on every frickin' trip my group took.
Sweet.
Did you ever pull a group over and they didn't realize you could understand what they were saying? And
yeah. Because I actually get irritated with people who make no effort to speak English, so I never would let on that I speak Spanish until I absolutely needed it, or I could pull a prank.
So you could hear them saying, "This cop is a piece of dog meat."
Look at him. He's got a double chin. I think he's Jewish. I heard that.
Did they actually say that?
No.
Did they ever incriminate themselves when they were talking to their
they
hombre?
say dumb stuff all the time. Yeah,
wow.
It's hilarious. Yeah, just here, put this over here. He doesn't hear what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Do we have a sizable population of Hispanic?
Yeah, especially in Bloomington because of the service industry. They have a huge amount of service workers that speak Spanish. And we border Richfield, obviously, and Richfield is just full of them. That didn't sound right, but you know what I mean. In a more politically correct way, there are a lot of people. And what happens is they come up here, a lot of them are illegal, and they'll get like an apartment and have 15, 20 people living in an apartment.
Work and
Yeah, they party like crazy, but they work like mad.
Yeah, and make a ton of money.
Yeah. So
And when they get a traffic violation or a marijuana violation, do they get kicked out of the country?
not too often. We had a pretty good relationship with ICE or INS or whatever their acronym was that week, and we could call them to get them deported if they did like theft or DUI, that type of stuff. But for the most part, they're just hardworking people. Every time they got stopped, they had to get booked because you had no idea who they were, and you had to create a record for them. So those people were getting booked like crazy. In fact, you'd see a car driving, you're like, oh, Hispanic dude, I better not. I'm just going to go the other way because you're going to have to book the dude. There's no way. You can't just write him a ticket.
So what Courtney is to showers, you were to booking. I don't want to do too many.
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
I don't feel like booking.
I'm feeling safer right now.
Mediocrity runs.
Yeah, just don't pull them over and chase them and have my cell phone rolling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything more from the crime world?
Yes. I want to bring this up. This may be not grim exactly, but just sad. The Boston Marathon bombings were a terrible time for our nation's history. Woman claims to be a victim of marathon bombings, but she lied. Get this. Unfortunately, some people are trying to take advantage of the event by claiming to be a victim of this tragedy when they, in fact, are not.
Yep.
41-year-old Joanna Lee received almost $40,000 in benefits after claiming to be a Boston Marathon bombing victim. She received money from various funds. One of them is One Fund, as well as a local school. As a result, she has been indicted for fraud.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was charged with 5 counts of larceny under false pretense and 1 count of making a false claim to a government agency.
What injuries was she claiming?
Let's see. You know what? That's just
Mental?
it. She never specified. She was at the marathon, according to the investigation, was not injured, and she sought more than $2 million, but refused to release her medical records.
Oh, wow.
Someone still gave her cash, though?
Money.
Yeah. Free dermatology services through a practice that offered free treatments to bombing victims. Oh. I need these new breasts because I just feel like the marathon just really...
Dermatology, that's your skin. She wants facials.
Yeah. Oh, gross, Courtney.
And pedicures.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, she'll be arraigned on Monday. There's not much more beyond that.
There's a lot of that went on with 9/11.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing.
Isn't that pathetic?
Yes.
Well, and then the oil spill in the Gulf. A whole bunch of that was legitimate, where the fishermen went out of business. And in fact, a lot of the opposite happened, where British Petroleum was denying people, saying, "No, you can go to work." Yeah, the fish are dead.
Yeah.
But well, good. I'm glad she got caught.
Yeah, seriously.
I bet that they do a lot of those spot checks. There's people following up all the time.
Oh yeah, insurance fraud industry. Matt, I'm still looking for gainful employment here and there, and there's a ton of open jobs in insurance fraud.
Oh, I bet. Got to be.
Well, we have just a couple minutes left. This happened yesterday. Do we care? It's no surprise. Hillary is running for president.
Wow, really?
Yeah, no surprise there.
Oh, good. Finally, a Clinton in the White House.
I'm going to play her announcement because we've known for years now that she was going to run. I was underwhelmed with her announcement. Here it is.
I'm getting ready to do something, too. I'm running for president. Americans have fought their way back from tough economic times, but the deck is still stacked in favor of those at the top. Everyday Americans need a champion, and I want to be that champion. So you can do more than just get by. You can get ahead and stay ahead, because when families are strong, America is strong.
with that kind of inflection.
So I'm hitting
It sounds
the road
like a
to
joke
earn your
almost.
Yeah,
vote.
her running mate should be Tom
Because
Shane
it's your
from.
time.
I'm Tom
And I
Shane.
hope you'll join me on this journey.
Now you have a
I'll
friend in
never
the
be
diamond
undersold.
business.
Well, something
I am
we've been doing this
surprised.
whole show is the manipulative music in the background.
But that's horrible manipulative
No, I
music.
absolutely agree.
She would have been better with, in my opinion, this one. Yes.
I'm Hillary Clinton.
And finally.
And I'm running for president.
Suddenly it's better. It's 180 degrees better.
And I bet Costner would have given it to her.
Let's forget about the 90s. I mean, yes, my husband did put us into a surplus, and I'm going to do that too because he's my husband and I am his wife.
And this is a shot of me having coffee with Monica Lewinsky. We're friends
Just gonna
now.
say,
Yes.
my husband did
Look,
put his penis into Monica Lewinsky's
I am
mouth.
wearing that dress. We never cleaned it.
I'm just saying, after waiting and waiting for this, we all knew it was coming.
Yeah.
That was a very
Yeah.
That's probably why we're underwhelmed.
It
because
sounded
we
like
knew it
something
was
you would watch at Disney waiting to get on the ride. You know those videos that they make?
Please fasten your
Back to the
seatbelts.
future.
Put your belongings in this basket under your seat.
She doesn't even need to do it either because you see the numbers and there's no one even close to
Yeah.
her.
Yeah. Wow.
Well-
I was surprised. She should have used the natural.
She should have been in a boxing ring. In boxing shorts with a top and gloves on, said, "Bring it on!"
Yeah, right.
Because I'm ready. Because no one else is going to challenge her on the Democratic side.
One problem with that.
Or what she should have done?
Go to Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, sit by Bruce Hornsby, and strike up a conversation.
So you're going to be at the game today?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Brought beer, basic.
Whatever you do, do not sit next to Rod because he will talk your ear off.
And I am looking for you.
Hey, thanks for coming in.
Nice to meet you,
You survived.
Meet you both. Thank you very much.
Good luck with the tournament.
Always good to see you. Love Rusty. Channel 5 Days will always have theirs.
Yes, we'll always have pairs.
Here's looking at you, kid.
Who do we have on tomorrow?
I don't know. I thought it was one of your pals.
Somebody.
I don't know that we have
Tuesday.
one
One of your
on
pals.
No, is it?
Yeah. Someone you.
We have Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones
Yeah.
coming in
We
tomorrow.
have a guest tomorrow.
Nice. I thought I was coming back.
Surprise.
Just remember that you can always. I'm stalling. That you can always find us on Twin Cities Hit Show. Courtney, talk about that while I'm.
You can
stalling.
find us at www.twincitieshitshow.com, where you can play our recent episode anytime. We are also at Cities Hit Show on Twitter, and we're on Facebook and stuff.
At Cities Hit Show.
At Cities Hit Show.
We don't have a guest tomorrow.
When you see shit
All right.
in the title, you know you've written it right.
Nice.
You know what? We don't have a guest tomorrow, and that's by choice because we need to spend some time together. You three, you two.
All right. We'll make something happen.
Yeah.
You just said it.
I'm bad
We're
at
gonna
math.
guess.
I'm a dumb cop. I don't know
And
math.
you're looking right at him. You go, there's two, and you go three.
Yeah. Well, no, I saw you. You're a very overpowering individual, and you just creeped your way into my math.
I'm going to shave for you.
You're taking over my math.
And I'm going to take
Called
a shower.
stage presence. I'm not.
All right, go Twins. From here on out,
Twins!
they'll be undefeated from here on out, so no worries. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow with a guest or no guest, or who cares? It's the Twin Cities Hit Show.
Twin Cities Hit Show. Twin Cities Hit Show. Twin Cities Hit Show.
Some things will never change.